Hey, sorry about the last video. My battery had died, and these batteries are low too, so we're on the clock. I haven't really charged them, and so I'm kind of in a funny situation right now. But instead of talking, we're gonna go ahead and go. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and read this paragraph again. Okay? Do not try to project your thought in any mysterious or occult way, with the idea of having it go out and do things for you. That is wasted effort, and will weaken your power to think with sanity. The action of thought in getting rich is fully explained in the preceding chapters. Your faith and purpose positively impressed your vision upon formless substance, which has the same desire for more life that you have, and this vision, received from you, sets all the creative forces at work in and through their regular channels of actions, but directed towards you. It is not your part to guide or supervise the creative process. All you have to do is that you retain your vision, stick to your purpose, and maintain your faith and gratitude. But you must act in a certain way so that you can appropriate what is yours when it comes to you, so that you can meet the things you have in your picture and put them in their proper places as they arrive. You can really see the truth of this. When things reach you, they will be in the hands of other men, who will ask an equivalent for them, and you can only get what is yours by giving the other man what is his. Your pocketbook is not going to be transformed into Fortunato's purse, which shall be always full of money without effort on your part. This is a crucial point in the science of getting rich, right here, where thought and personal action must be combined. There are very many people who, consciously or unconsciously, set the creative forces in action by the strength and persistence of their desires, but who remain poor because they do not provide for the reception of the thing they want when it comes. By thought, the thing you want is brought to you. By action, you receive it. Oh, it was by Wallace D. Wattles that I had heard it from. Okay. We've read this book many times. This time I just really want to share it with you. Okay. Whatever your action is to be, it is evident that you must act now. You cannot act in the past, and it is essential to the clearness of your mental vision that you dismiss the past from your mind. You cannot act in the future, for the future is not yet here, and you cannot tell how you will want to act in the future contingency until a contingency has arrived. Because you are not in the right business or the right environment now, do not think that you must postpone actions until you get into the right business or environment. And do not spend time in the present taking thought as to the best course in possible future emergencies. Have faith in your ability to meet any emergency when it arrives. If you act in the present with your mind on the future, your present action will be with a divided mind. It will not be effective. Put your whole mind into present actions. Do not give your creative impulse to original substance, and then sit down and wait for results. If you do, you will never get them. Act now. There is never a time but now, and there never will be any time but now. If you are ever to begin to make ready for the reception of what you want, you must begin now. Your actions, whatever it is, must most likely be in your present business or employment, and must be upon the persons and things in your present environment. You cannot act where you are not. You cannot act where you have been, and you cannot act where you are going to be. You can act only where you are. Now that is a crucial statement. I'm going to go ahead and read that again just to make sure that you really catch that. You cannot act where you are not. You cannot act where you have been, and you cannot act where you are going to be. You can only act where you are now. Do not bother as to whether yesterday's work was done well or ill done. Do today's work well. Do not try to do tomorrow's work now. There will be plenty of time to do that when you get to it. Do not try, by occult or mystical means, to act on people or things that are out of your reach. Do not wait for a change of environment before you act. Get a change of environment by action. Remember, action is the third level of creation. You cannot change your environment unless you change the way you act. Okay? You can so act upon the environment in which you are now as to cause yourself to be transferred to a better environment. Hold with faith and purpose the vision of yourself in the better environment, but act upon your present environment with all your heart, and with all your strength, and with all your mind. Do not spend any time in daydreaming or castle building. Hold to the one vision of what you want, and act now. Do not cast about seeking some new thing to do, or some strange, unusual, or remarkable action to perform as the first step towards getting rich. It is probable that your actions, at least for some time to come, will be those you have been performing for some time past. But you are to begin now to perform these actions in a certain way, which will surely make you rich. If you are engaged in some business, and feel that it is not the right one for you, do not wait until you get into the right business before you begin to act. Do not feel discouraged, or sit down and lament because you are misplaced. No man was ever so misplaced, but that he could not find the right place, and no man ever became so involved in the wrong business, but that he could get into the right business. Hold the vision of yourself in the right business, with the purpose to get into it, and the faith that you will get into it, and you are getting into it, but act in your present business where you are now. Use your present business as the means of getting a better one, and use your present environment as a means of getting into a better one. Your vision of the right business, if held with faith and purpose, will cause the Supreme to move the right business towards you, and your action, if performed in a certain way, will cause you to move towards the business. If you are an employee or wage earner and feel that you must change places in order to get what you want, do not project your thought into space and rely upon it to get you another job. It will probably fail to do so. Hold the vision of yourself in the job you want, while you act with the faith and purpose on the job you have, and you will certainly get the job you want. Your vision and faith will set the creative force in motion to bring it towards you, and your action will cause the forces in your own environment to move you towards the place you want. In closing this chapter, we will add another statement to our syllabus. Now remember the syllabus, okay? Now if I want you to go ahead and take a pen and paper out and write these ones down, because these are really important. They are part of the syllabus. They are the key points in this book. Okay. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought, in this substance, produces a thing that is imaged by the thought. Man can form things in his thought, and, by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. And here is the added syllabus. In order to do this, man must pass from the competitive to the creative mind. He must form a clear mental picture of the things he wants, and hold this picture in his thoughts with the fixed purpose to get what he wants, and an unwavering faith that he does get what he wants, closing his mind to all that may tend to shake his purpose, dim his vision, or quench his faith. That he may receive what he wants when it comes, man must act now upon the people and things in his present environment. Awesome. So that is the end of chapter 11, with acting in a certain way. I'm glad my battery didn't end up dying, so then we were able to make it to the end of this chapter. And, remember the syllabus, and I really hope you wrote it down. If not, I really would like for you to go ahead and rewind this video and make sure you get it down. We will be repeating it a lot throughout these books, or throughout these chapters, because it is part of the syllabus. They are the key points. But until then, make sure you actually have that part of it down. Okay? Because we are all part of this thinking substance, this consciousness, this infinite mind that we are all living and moving and having our being. Okay? And a thought in this substance produces a thing that is imaged by the thought. Now what he means by that, and we all know that we are all created in God's image, that our spirit is God's spirit, that our mind is God's mind, and that our body is God's body. We are a direct image of what he is, but we are finite. We do not know all there is to know. We do not know everything. We do not even know what tomorrow will bring to us, but our Father knows. Okay, so a thought produced. Okay, what was it? What was it? A thought in this substance produces a thing that is imaged by the thought. You produce the image. You embody the image that you create with your own thoughts. That's what he means when he says that. He says man can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. Because whatever you are thinking about, you are embodying, you are directly reflecting out to the physical world. And when you're thinking certain things, you are acting in that certain way, and you could so create those specific things to come into your life. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching, and if you like, please subscribe, and we still got a lot of chapters to go over, and I'll see you on the other side of the galaxy.